Hello everyone, I'm Said. In this video, we are going to talk about xUnit version 3, which is recently released with lots of interesting features. I was waiting for it for a long time, and I'm really happy that I can use the new features as well. Today, I'm going to cover three most interesting features for it, but you can go and read the document for investigating the new features. Here, I'm going to start with the GitHub page for the xUnit. They release a new Nugget package for the version 3. Because of lots of refactorings behind the scenes, they decided to release a new Nugget package. So here is the version 3 core framework, version 1, which is released 11 days ago. And I'm gonna use this version 1. If I check my CS project, this is a .NET 9, and here is xUnit version 3, version 1. And then you need to make sure that you have to use runner.visual studio version 3, which is compatible with the version 3. Okay. Another interesting one is they changed the output type to exe. Before it was like a library, and you couldn't run just like a normal project for the test one, and you have to use either by .NET Test or using the Test Explorer in Visual Studio. But now you can simply just run the project and like a console application. The first feature that I'm gonna talk about was a pain for developers when you want to use the ICollectionFixtures. I have another video about the xUnit essentials. If you didn't watch it, please go and watch that one. There I talked about pillars of the xUnit. But in short, we implemented a GUID fixture here. And when you want to use the ICollectionFixture in xUnit, which in some scenarios that you want to use same object for multiple collections or multiple classes, you have to use the ICollectionFixture. You create a collection definition and then just put the collection definition for each classes. So here I have 3 classes with the same collection. But the problem is when you are using same collection name for all the classes, all the tests will run in sequence, which is really bad in case of the performance. So if I run all the tests here, you can see they are running inside this collection, a big collection actually. So we have 3 classes, but they are in same collection. So this is really a problem when you want to use like a database fixture or kind of running one Redis instance and reuse it for your entire test. That was the problem. And xUnit introduces a new feature called assembly feature that is really interesting. So the way that we are using and the idea behind it, we're gonna create one object for entire your assembly. We need to put it above the namespace, and then we can say assembly fixture and just put the type of our fixture, which is GUID fixture. And then it will create one instance of our database, Redis, whatever you want to use, and then just reuse it and inject to all of those class constructor for us. By that, we don't need this collection anymore, and also this collection, and also this one as well. So the class was here. We can remove it totally like this. We need to have a GUID fixture here, which is just for tests. I wanted to just create one GUID and then reuse it in all of my tests. So by having this assembly fixture, I expected to all of my tests run in parallel because there is no same collection anymore. If I run the test here, yeah, you can see all of my collections running the test against each other in parallel, which is really cool feature. I'm not sure you used the ICollectionFixture before or no, but it was really a pain point for me at least, because I wanted to use the same object for all my collection, but because of this running test in sequence, it was always slow to run the test. And this one is really cool, and thanks to the team to adding this feature. Another cool feature that I want to talk here, I actually just disable the warning just for sake of showing you what is going on for the new feature. So if I delete disable warning, there is a new warning for the tasks that saying that, okay, because this is a task, you have to use cancellation token. Before, if you use to run a task, you have to create your own cancellation token source or just work around, not a built-in cancellation token like ASP.NET Core, which is always injected in your action method or in your minimal APIs. And now here there is a test context.current. This current is actually, you can have all the related information for this current test, and then you can use all the information related to the test pipeline, what is the current test, what is the method. So there is lots of useful information, and also you can have kind of passing key value data between your tests. For example, here, key value store, you can set it here and then reuse it somewhere else. Something cool you can do with that. But here, the most interesting one is the cancellation token that you can use. When using the cancellation token, imagine that you're calling a third-party API or you're running a heavy operation on your database, but for any reason, when one of the tests failed, you should not continue query and database, and then simply using this cancellation token, you can cancel all of those operations, right? So this is really cool feature, another one. And then also, I'm sure that you can do lots of other stuff with the current information, like that key value store as well. You can use this cancellation token to pass this warning. That's really cool. Okay, another feature I wanted to talk about is actually two things. There is a new method for the assertion, which is for skipping an assertion. Before, an assertion was failed or passed, no other way, right? But in some cases, based on your logic, maybe you say, okay, if this scenario, like condition and reason, we can pass the condition. Okay, if my, for example, API response return 400, 401, I don't want to assert this specific response, let it pass, right? So skip when and also skip unless. There is contradict the conditions that you can use. And more interesting one here, also, before we had only skip properties. So we can say skip test, right? But now we can put some conditions to when I want to skip this specific test, so that we have also skip when and a skip unless. And then you have to use static property inside the class, like here, bool, let's call it skip when, and then we can say true. And way of using is skip when, the property that we put it here. So if I run the test for class 2, test 1 should be skipped here. Couldn't find static. Okay, it should be a static property based on the documentation. It should be a static. So let's run it again. And yeah, you can see the test is skipped. Based on your logic, is for easier way to skip the test. Maybe you have some conditions, or maybe you can put some configuration to just skip all of the tests in this class. I highly recommend it to go to xUnit documentation, read all of the stuff here. So xUnit.net, you can go and reading all of the stuff here for migrating from xUnit version 2 to 3. So there is lots of stuff, some breaking changes, but I'm sure that you can easily migrate your test to version 3 and use these interesting features for version 3 of xUnit. That's it. Thank you so much for your time.